All right, you have been appropriately warned. I've been thinking about things in light politically since Judge Kavanaugh and his ordeal, and let's call it that. My concern for this nation is that we're really going to slide into the politics of vindictiveness, where you're going to see a lot of vindictive behavior. Like, I think it's reasonable to say that if the Democrats were able to get in control of both houses, they would launch massive investigations against Trump and everybody associated with him. And it would really be politics of vindictiveness, where they want to make it so that if they can't get Trump, they would like to isolate him as much as possible. They've already kind of played that game already. That was their first game, is one, get him, and if they can't get him, in the meantime, get anybody associated with him. And so I think the Kavanaugh ordeal was really going to become a trial for this nation. And the only way to resolve it is, one, for the Republicans not to engage in it, and for the Democrats to forsake it. And there's only one way to test it out. I mean, the one way is to let the Democrats get in power and then see how the Republicans interact. But I guarantee you, if the Democrats get back in power, and they've got this vindictiveness on their mind, it is going to cause massive unrest in the public. I can't ever see us having another civil war, but I can see there being problems. The bigger test is Republicans stay in power. Again, I don't really claim to be a party person. For Republicans to stay in power, and then see the Democrats, when we put somebody up, they cannot do character assassinations and try to parse over every simple thing that they can to ruin somebody, because they can't win elections. And I think the president calling them a mob is perfect. They are an angry mob. What has struck me most about the Democratic Party since 2016 is they don't know how to lose. They thought it was such a shoo-in, they went bananas. I mean, flipped out. And they started their countermeasures the day Trump won the election. They started scrambling, I'm sure, in that interim period of how can we make this the most difficult for Trump without making it obvious. And things with Comey and the Mueller probe and everything else have all been part of it. And it sickens me, because politics have become so massively divisive. And they're divisive because of liberals, because of angry Democrats who can't get their way and want to impose their will. They make the religious zealots of the 80s, the religious right as they were called, look like minor leaguers compared to what they're doing today and what they will do in the future. If you don't think so, wait and see. Again, politics isn't life, but boy, it can make your life miserable. Ask anybody who's lived under tyranny, and you can see how miserable it can make your life, ultimately killing you and oftentimes torturing you or forcing you into ruin before that happens. And they won't brook any dissent. The Democrats want everybody to comply. It is one of their biggest dreams. Diversity of appearance, diversity of who you sleep with, but no diversity in thinking. In fact, diversity in thinking is hateful. It's racist, it's sexist, it's closed-minded, it's cruel, it's hateful, whatever. They'll slap a label on it, and they want to control the language, and they should never control the language. Nobody controls the language except the individual using the words he or she or it chooses to use. Yeah, that's a cheap shot on my part. I probably shouldn't have said it, but tough. If you can't make up your mind what you are based on what nature and God gave you, you got some real issues. And our society isn't facilitating that. Maybe I'll do a video on that sometime and see who I can tick off. We want to be sensitive to people, but we want to be wide-eyed going forward with this election coming up and with everything else, because it's not going to be pretty. And if the Democrats get back in control, wait till they get a president again. Sooner or later, they're going to get a president again. It will not be good. I just hope their party reforms before they get power, because they will be brutal. And they got a list they're keeping, and they're going to keep feeding their base angry. But, deal with the mob. Deal with them with as much charity as you can, but don't be a pushover. There's nothing virtuous in us kowtowing to the mob, because they care zero for those who they're opposed to. They vilify you and treat you poorly. Cheerio. Bye-bye.